question just came in for you from for the blog.
Was it hand delivered?
Yep, hand delivered. Gotta go.
What? What? That's weird.
Hey Dan, I just got the question from the helm. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey Dan and Deb, love your videos. Got a quick question. Can you tell me what is the major difference between the Bahamas and the United States?
Well, that's an easy question, Deb, and it's got an easy answer. Let me see if I can explain. If you're up in New Hampshire and you see a bear around a dumpster and you're throwing out your garbage, they tell you not to feed it. If you're down in Florida on a golf course and some hungry gator comes up and you've got a spare sandwich in your hand, they tell you don't feed the gators. Even in Oak Bluffs, they now have signs that say don't feed the ducks that come to the back of your boat. I mean, who else am I going to feed all the crumbs of my cheesy poofs to? I don't want to eat those things. And these hyper-restrictive feeding policies, I gotta believe they come right from the top. I mean, Joe Biden's making Vladimir Putin look like a nice guy. But that's where the Bahamas come in. Because in the Bahamas, you can feed anything. I mean, there's no shortage of YouTube videos showing people feeding the hungry little piggies near Staniel Key in the Exumas. And don't let their pushy attitude, bad breath, and what looks like a bit of a runny nose stop you. But I don't like giving away anything for free because it turns people into beggars. So you might as well have a pig sit up on his hind legs and earn his food.
Okay. Oh, look how cute he is.
Look at that. Oh my God. Right there.
But don't forget, what goes in must come out, and where there are swimming pigs, there are floating poops. So there are plenty of feral cats in the Bahamas. And if you got a piece of chicken in your hand, you can feed every single one of them. But everybody knows you can feed those animals. How about if you wanted to feed, let's say, a remora? Sure, why not? You're in the Bahamas. Eat whatever you want. So this is kind of a freaky looking fish. It's kind of weirded me out a little bit. But hey, everybody likes a little moldy coconut bread from time to time. So you already know that we can feed iguanas on the beach. I heard a story recently while drinking at a bar that tourists had fed these things so many grapes on the end of sticks, they were dying. They were hyperglycemic. So apparently we're turning them into diabetics. But please, run that by Snopes.com before spreading it. Now, we didn't feed these particular goats. Somebody has, because they were following us around like we were little Bo Peep. So we had met a guy about 3 weeks prior on the same island with an assault rifle on his jet ski. And he said he was hunting goats on this island. Now, at one point, we had 6 of these things right around us. So the only conclusion we could come up with was this guy was a horrible, horrible shot. Ever fantasized about feeding a full-grown stingray? We'll go to Chat and Chill and you'll see this guy all day long going left and right around the beach, getting fed conch by tourists. Yeah, this guy's just like a big old Labrador retriever. You know, I'm in a good mood right now, so I'm going to throw in a little bonus stingray footage. Frankly, because this looks cool. Whoa! Now, we broke up some old Ritz crackers for this peacock, and he raced across the street. And what do? We fed him! Because you can feed anything in the Bahamas. Alright, so every self-respecting fish cleaning station in the Exumas has a population of nurse sharks that hang around waiting for the dinner bell, which is generally somebody whacking something together, hitting something that kind of calls them over. $15, you can go and you can feed them, or they'll hang around for the fish guts. In this case here, I put a GoPro on the end of a boat pole, put it in the water to give you some never-before-seen footage of nurse sharks. And these things were all coming over to the GoPro once they saw it in the water. I don't know if they thought it was food or somehow connected to food. So here, like everywhere else, if you're going to feed something in the water, conch is your go-to food. Definitely the low man on the totem pole when it comes to animals in the Bahamas. I mean, everybody in the Bahamas, even people, eat conch. If you want to feed turtles and you have $15, this guy can help you check that box. So when I was a kid, I heard a story about a turtle that beats a hare in a race. Didn't understand it at the time, so it never really sat well with me. But now that I'm in the Bahamas, I get it. Because these things are basically rocket powered and they can change direction underwater like a pinball. Do not mistake these particular turtles for slow. So there's always a few fish hanging out underneath docks and boats. So if you got some extra conchuts around, why not feed them? But if you want to feed lots of fish, all you need is a bag of cat food. This place is called the Aquarium, and it's down near Compass Key, and it's near the ocean. So it's got some incredibly clear water and some incredibly hungry fish. So I know I've showed us feeding pigs before, but this is a different beach up in the Abacos. And it kind of illustrates the point that the Bahamians figured out that people like feeding pigs in the beach. Now it's just not Staniel Key. There's at least a half a dozen places in the Bahamas that you can feed pigs on the beach.
Hey guys.
So in Staniel Key, the pigs will eat just about anything. But here I brought carrots, I brought lettuce, and they would have nothing to do with it. They were eating this kind of like rice corn mixture that they were selling up at the gift shop. These pigs are at a beach bar called the Big O on No Name Key in the Abacos. And there's about a dozen of them and 3 little piglets. And there's no supervision at all. You can pick them up if you want. You do whatever you want. You can probably ride them if you're small enough. I mean, we were feeding everything in the Bahamas. I could probably feed this gecko if I had a potato chip. But that was until, of course, we met the shop owner.
Guys,
Feed 'em again.
when you feed them because they...
Oh well, I guess we had a pretty good run while it lasted.
You never know if it's filming or not.